What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On the last episode, I talked about 5 disc-based games that were so damn good, I couldn't stop playing them until I totally defeated them. On this episode, I'm going to talk about 3 cartridge-based games that were so good, I couldn't stop playing them. And that's what I want to talk about on today's episode. So roll that intro. So before I get into talking about the 3 games, I just wanted to let you all know that on the last episode, I did 5 games. The episode went really long, and I kind of wanted to just cut down on that and just get down to basics. Not everybody has 15 to 20 minutes to watch every video I put out. So I'm going to start trying to just make my videos a little bit shorter so you guys can consume them and not have to dedicate a ton of time to do it. So that's why I'm only doing 3 cartridge-based games instead of 5. So with that out of the way, let's get into the games that I picked. The first game is a Sega Genesis title. This was a constant rental for me back in the day. I have always been a huge fan of rotoscope animation, and that's why Flashback is on the list. It's a game that at the time I couldn't believe was on the Sega Genesis. It actually was a 12 meg cartridge, which completely blew me away. And the cool thing about this game is that it has a ton of replayability. I know that these games are incredibly difficult. There are a lot of trial and error. This game's story was fantastic. It was so good, in fact, that Marvel put a 14-page comic inside this when you bought the game. This game puts all that into play with a fantastic story. And I kind of just wanted to talk about it a little bit. This is Flashback, The Quest for Identity. And here is the manual / comic book. And I mean, it just completely blew me away seeing this when I was a kid. Reading the cool comic, getting, a grasp of the story, and then it actually goes into the manual, which is a really cool thing. So if you guys get a chance, play this game. It's one of those games that I just didn't want to stop playing. It was a constant rental, and this game is very hard. So it took quite a few rentals to get through this game. There is a password system that'll help you. So if you get a chance, play Flashback. It's incredible. The next game I'm going to talk about is a game that me and my uncle played. We were both huge wrestling fans. So when WWF Royal Rumble came out for the Super Nintendo, we were automatically hooked and intrigued when we saw this. It's just one of those games that is not a great game, but at the time, it's all we had, and we loved this game. This game had some of our favorite wrestlers in it. We just loved playing this game. It's 2-player. You can play cooperatively, or you can play against your buddy, 2 players, or just team up and take on the computer. At the time, nothing else was like this. We had never been able to play the Royal Rumble match. It was so cool, and there's just super unique things about this game. When the referee was knocked down, you could actually cheat and you could eye gouge. You could actually choke the opponent also. There was tag teams. There was no holds bar. There was just awesome stuff like that that made this game super cool. And everybody in this game had their own finishing move, which was super cool at the time because WWF WrestleMania, the game before this one, did not have unique finishers for every person. So when this came out, everybody had their own finisher, and it was just such a great roster. Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, Randy Savage, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Tatanka, Mr. Perfect, Crush, Ric Flair, Yokozuna, Ted DiBiase, and Lex Luger. I don't know, we love this game. There's just something so cool about this game. So when I got into collecting, I had to pick it up. But it's just a game that was awesome for its time. Now it is dated, but I'm not going to lie. I do still enjoy this game. We can sit down and play a Royal Rumble and have a ton of fun. And what we used to do was when you played 2-player Royal Rumble back in the day, we would just team up and beat the hell out of everybody else. And then if we were the last 2 in the match, we would go, head to head and see who could throw the other one out. It was pretty competitive also. We were both pretty darn good at this game. Such a cool game, WWF Royal Rumble. It was made by LJN, but like I said, I think this game is pretty darn good. I think it's playable. I think it was a product of its time. It expanded on the WWF WrestleMania formula. If you guys get a chance, play this game. It's one of my favorites. When I started collecting, I picked it up complete in box. So WWF Royal Rumble. Now the last game I'm going to talk about is a game that I played on launch day. I'm a huge fan of this series. So when I found out that they were making a Game Boy Advance version of this game, it was an automatic buy for me, and that is Metroid Zero Mission. What can I say about this game that will do it justice? This is damn near my favorite Metroid game of all time. It's that good. It is unbelievable to me that they crammed every single thing they crammed inside a cartridge and put it for us to be able to play. So many nostalgic feelings when I look at this game's front cover, because I played this game relentlessly until I completely defeated it. And even then, I had many other replays through to try to get everything in this game. Metroid Zero Mission. In my opinion, it's one of the best looking Game Boy Advance games also. Metroid Fusion is really good, but I do give the edge to Metroid Zero Mission only because there's actually updated graphics and you can actually go to different zones that were in Super Metroid and the original Metroid. This game just expanded on the original Metroid. Super cool game. Zebus is such a cool place to explore, and so many iconic moments playing this game by myself. I would come home after work and throw this in, and I would play it in pitch dark, sitting there with that little bitty GBA. And I'll never forget, man, this game is just fantastic. Super epic boss battles like you can see right here. I'm sure everybody's played this game, but this is a game that I could not stop playing back in the day. I wish they would do some kind of remake for this. This is such a great game. And what was really wild about it is that it had awesome cutscenes like this. That just blew my mind that it was on a Game Boy Advance cartridge. They really stepped it up when they made this game. And the cool thing about it, it was only for the Game Boy Advance. So if you wanted to play this at the time, you had to get it on the Game Boy Advance. I think now, maybe when the Wii was out, they re-released it as a virtual game. But there's nothing better than having the original cartridge or having the memories of playing this when it first launched. Metroid Zero Mission, such a fantastic game. If you guys get a chance, check this out. It did the original Metroid justice. A lot of people complained on the original Metroid that there was no save feature and there was no in-game map. This fixes all that. So if you really want to play through the original Metroid, but have a little bit of sprinklings of Super Metroid areas, plus expand on the original Metroid story, definitely pick up Metroid Zero Mission. In my opinion, it's a 10 out of 10 game, and I don't say that very much. This game is damn near perfect. So check it out. That's all I got to say about that. There's 3 games that I think you all should check out. If you get a chance, just give them some love. So if you guys get a chance, definitely check them out. Peace out, y'all. Well, there you go. There's 3 awesome cartridge-based games that were so damn good, I couldn't stop playing them. I like doing this series, so if you'd like to see more, let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing your guys' feedback on the different type of videos I put out. I know Royal Rumble isn't considered a great game, but that's the thing. I think we've all played a game or two in our time that wasn't necessarily great, but we just played the absolute shit out of it anyway. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, keep on reminiscing, y'all. What's going on, y'all? I just want to take a short moment to talk about my buddy Sean. He sells vintage G.I. Joe and other vintage figures at the conventions around here, and I think you should get a hold of him if you're looking to buy some figures. All 100% complete, all authentic weapons, file cards, and figures. No reproduction stuff here. He's super affordable, insane quality, and I've been buying from him for years now, and I mean, I've gotten almost all my figures from him. So if you guys want to get a hold of him, he doesn't have any social media, reach out to me and I can get you in touch with him, because these things are only getting more and more expensive. So if you're wanting to build your awesome G.I. Joe collection, make sure you hit me up and I'll get you in touch. Take it easy, y'all.